Oh, yeah, baby.
Hey, what's going
Look at
on?
that sexy background.
Who are those? Dude, my head looks so big in that thing.
Well, you got a big brain. You're a
I
smart
got a
guy.
big
Look at the
old
big
head.
brain on Brett.
That's why I keep my that's why I keep my hair so short so it doesn't look as
Is
big.
that what it is? Huge shout out to Josh Mullis for creating this awesome background, man. He actually combined a bunch of different things. Our logo, a shot from the flawless lasagna, the actual font that 8-bit chose for us to use, and then the actual social media links off of our website. So huge shout out to Josh Mullis
And that little
for making that
fire
happen,
thing,
man.
where'd
Yeah,
that come
that
from?
fire it came from our logo, our main logo. We had where it said Kitchen Killaz in between Kitchen and Killaz. We had a logo, and
Right.
that's what it is right there.
It's
Big,
on
yeah,
it's on my shirt.
yeah, it's on my sweater.
Oh, how about that?
Oh yeah, baby. So you ready to let's get this out of the way. We'll move this out of the way, nice and clean. We'll get this out. Oh,
We
they
should we
definitely
should
can't
clean
see
off
that.
we should clean off the table
I think we
before we go
always do. I
live.
think we always. Okay, we should be good. I think we always do, but then we forget the really important things.
Well, I mean, we use them right up until like we
Yeah,
go live.
also true. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello, and welcome to
Hi.
what is today? Wednesday, Hump Day.
It's hump day! Higgity hump
Oh, that's
day!
right, baby. It's Brian Winslow and Richard Patatuccio's
Hey, Kaylee.
favorite day. I want to say hello and hello, everybody. Jen Hogan in the house. Kaylee Harrison in the house as well. Con Nunez, hello. Lynn Floyd, great to see you guys, and thank you guys for joining us
Oh, yeah.
on this beautiful Wednesday. My name is Billy Floyd, and
The
that's
Commodore.
right, baby. We're the Kitchen Killers from Orlando, Florida, coming to you live from Orlando, Florida, on this amazing Wednesday, classified as a touring acoustic duo, crashing kitchens around the country. We do it every Friday, and we do it
For free.
also. One thing we heard today, somebody said, "I thought you guys just went to people's kitchens and screamed," and I'm like, I mean, that's kind of true. You know, we just go and yell in people's
We
kitchens.
have a good time.
Yeah, we just have a good time.
We have a good
So
time.
thank you guys for joining us for the wrap up on Monday. We had a really great time. Thank you guys very, very much. We had a blast. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the comments and the suggestions, the notifications, and pretty much just the interactions, man. It was really great to see everybody in there, all the familiarity and the conversation going back between people spread
I
around
like
all
it.
over the world. Matthew Pfeiffer, good to see you, my dude. Alfred Pennyworth,
Community
hello,
hub!
hello. So before Hanging with Web Show gets in here, before there's a Dina, a Sage, before there's a GW, the great Alfred Pennyworth is putting something fantastic together for Dina for her birthday, which is Friday. He reached out to me and was like, "Hey, what's something that Dina really, really likes that I can draw for her, that I can create for her?"
Shrimp.
And I was like, "That's what I thought. Shrimp and her family." Well, like I really don't know what else because Dina loves three things. She loves shrimp, her family, and hugs. Not necessarily in that order, but she loves all three of those things.
She
So
does love hugs.
so for those of you out there that may know what you can kind of tell Alfred Pennyworth to create for Dina's birthday, by all means, throw it right here in the chat. As she said, Shelly Wheeler said it.
That's what all three
Shrimp.
of us said.
So thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. We are really, really happy not only to bring you the YouPickTwo poll results. Thank you guys for the votes. We really appreciate it. The votes were fantastic this week. But we also have an amazing guest that is going to be joining us on the show today. Has been a good friend of mine for over 20 years. I think going on 23 years this September. He's been a fantastic friend of mine for a long time, a good guide, a brother from another mother in many different ways, and
Facts.
now a certified bucket list coach. And I remember him talking to me about getting, and he wanted to get involved in this a couple years ago. He was like, "Man, I really like people. I really like speaking to people and helping people. I really love that. I think I want to find a way that I'm going to be able to do this." And lo and behold, because that's kind of what he does, he did it. So today we're going to have our very first certified bucket list coach joining us on a show as a special guest. He's hanging out in the green room eating all the green M&Ms because it's the green room and that's the only kind of M&Ms we have in there. And we have green Skittles, but from several different packs. You have the lime green Skittles and then you have the melon green Skittles from the purple pack, but we didn't tell him which was which,
And then
and we're going to find out how that
he
goes.
gave me the task of finding all the green Reese's
Yeah.
Pieces.
Mhm.
You know how hard it is to
Yeah.
find green
We
Reese's
took
Pieces?
yeah, we took all the
You better
white
appreciate
M's.
that,
Yeah.
Trent.
Yeah, we took all the white M's off of the green M&Ms, so now he doesn't know what is a Skittle and what is an M&M. That's right, because we get crazy here. We break all the rules.
Oh,
So
God,
thank
there
you
we go.
guys very much for joining us tonight. On the poll this week, we had 5 songs. We had Crazy by Seal. We also had The Scientist by Coldplay. We had Where Are You Going by Dave Matthews Band. Then we had two Kitchen Killers originals, Elemental, and we had Perfect Places, which was a great list, a really good poll. Thank you guys so much for all your votes and all your shares, all your notifications, all that good stuff.
Let me ask you,
What's up?
if you were to vote,
Okay, me.
which two would you vote for? Which buttons would you push?
I would probably, man, I don't, it would be tough. Like if I wasn't a kitchen killer,
Mm,
Or are you asking me as a
I don't
kitchen
know.
killer?
Well, let me tell you my answer first and why,
Okay, what's up?
and then you can
What
respond
you got? What you
accordingly.
got?
I really like The Scientist and
Yeah,
Where Are You Going?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I really
yeah,
love
yeah.
playing Where Are
They're
You
two good
Going?
ones, man.
Where Are You Going is just so much fun to play. I love playing Dave Matthews stuff. He's
Sure.
just like a just little puzzle maker with his fingers. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I love it. And then the harmonization in The Scientist. I really like singing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Those
It's
are two
it's
good
a lot of
songs.
fun.
I like Crazy just because I think it's really powerful and the Mad Scientist loves that song.
Yeah.
So I definitely
Yeah.
I would probably choose that one, and I might do the Scientist just because it's a newer song.
Yeah.
And Elemental. I mean, dude, I wrote Elemental 16 years ago. I've been playing Elemental for a long time. Like Perfect Places, we've played a lot. That's the first one that we wrote together, which was super cool. Where Are You Going? It's just such a groovy song, such an easygoing
Mhm.
song, really, really pretty. It's got a really
Mhm.
great energy to it. And so taking in consideration what kind of day it is today, I would probably do I'd probably do Where Are You Going in Perfect Places. That's what I would probably do. Just because that's kind of how I'm feeling. That's the vibe I'm feeling today. Nice
Man,
and chill, nice and groovy, baby.
every once in a while when we play Elemental, like
Yeah.
I don't it just like there's just certain factors and it
It
just
just
comes
clicks.
together a certain way and
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
"Ooh,
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh
feels."
yeah,
Know what I'm
I'm
saying?
looking forward to that today. So speaking of those votes, let's chat about it real quick. It was up there for a second. Now it disappeared again. I don't know
Yeah,
where
I
it
had
went.
my
It
it
vanished.
kept falling asleep.
It's okay.
I
There it
had to
is. There
change
it
it.
is. Sweet baby. Oh wow, that's not that bad. Second place and first place were only a couple votes apart from each other. So we're gonna go ahead and rock our two winners, and then we're gonna bring on certified bucket list
The
life coach
hog.
Trent Hogg, HOGG, baby. I have small, tiny little story. My pledge brother and I, Mike Hanna, were fantastic artists. And when they found out we were fantastic artists, the gentlemen in the fraternity were absolutely fantastic. We did this all because for the love of our brothers. They found out we were really good artists, and they wanted these banners. And the banners were, I want to say they were king size, and they might not have been, maybe queen. I don't know, maybe full. Anyway, it was a full bed sheet, an entire bed sheet, and we drew these massive banners. And once we made the first one, all the other brothers loved them, and they all wanted one of their own. And I think Mike Hen and I probably burned through about $300 of just markers, just like creating all like the logo for the fraternity and all the individual names.
Wow.
I've never written HOGG that big in my life ever again. It was huge. Like the H was no kidding. The H was like 3 feet tall and like
He's
three
laughing
feet
in the
wide.
green
Oh
room.
man, oh it's fantastic. But Trent and I have been friends for a really long time. I'm excited to bring him on. So we're gonna rock a couple jams. We're gonna introduce certified bucket lift. Huh, he'll lift your buckets. Oh yeah, certified bucket list coach. Trent Hogg will be joining us after these two songs. We'll do a little flip the pick. We'll get to a potential third song, maybe, and then we're also going to bring Trent back right after
Maybe.
a potential third song for a little longer of a chat, and where you'll be able to find all his social media, where you can go, where you can learn more about Trent being a
That's
certified bucket
exciting.
list life coach. And then we actually put up a really good, we put up a really awesome post on the Kitchen Killers page that people have been responding to. What would you have on your
Hmm.
bucket list? So for those of you here in the chat, what would you put on your bucket list? What would you do? What would you say? What would you plug in? What would you want to do? What would you want in your bucket list? I'm really excited. It was really nice to read a lot of the comments, which were very, very interesting. And
I
I'm
can't
excited
find it now.
I'm
There it
excited
is.
to share some of those with you
Yeah.
guys. And there's some really great ones here. There's some that we can definitely help out. There's definitely some that we can do.
There's
We can help with.
there's a couple people on there that want us to crash their kitchen.
Yeah, and there's a couple of people on there that want to go to Disney, which is super cool because we're in Orlando.
Yeah.
After the whole pandemic thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
That's a tiny detail.
Almost there.
Tiny
Almost
little
there.
detail.
Almost there.
Oh yeah, baby. So here is the second place song. This is a Kitchen Killers original. This is called Elemental. I hope you guys are having a fantastic night. You are unmuted, sir. You should be good to go. Oh yeah, baby.
That's not very loud.
Yeah. Gom gom gom. Do you need more volume, sir?
Yeah, give me a little bit more volume for this one. It's mostly harmonics. See what happens.
You got it, man. Try that. What's that sound
If
like?
I need to, I can turn down my gain in the middle of the song.
How's that sound?
I still hear it. I still hear the acoustic more than I hear the. Oh.
That's
Oh,
really
yeah,
loud.
that was too much.
Let me see.
We'll just go with it.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Awesome, baby. Well, this is called Elemental. Hope you guys are having a really good night. Let me hit the F11 button. Bing, full screen. Oh, yeah. Michelle Hess says, moving to Florida. Well, you're not that far away, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So here we go, guys. I hope you appreciate it. If you don't, that's okay. I still love you. So does Trent.
Yeah.
How's your volume on your guitar? Do you need a new battery?
Same as every
You're
other
almost
show.
maxed out over here. Let me give you a little more gain. Try that. Oh, yeah. Watch that. Yeah, you're just vanishing. You're vanishing, sir. I'm going to give you more gain.
I'm going to
Be
go
careful.
steal somebody's battery.
Try that. Try that.
Okay.
I'm giving you up even.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Watch those strums are going to be super loud, so just go easy with those.
Yeah, I'll mute it.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, baby, here we go. Bullets tear the ground as they rain down. The sun as it goes down calls out the brightest stars appear as they light up the night sky like frozen fireflies, giving depth to our atmosphere. You're here. You're here. Whoa. You're here. Yeah. Chances have a short time for FaceTime, like rock stars with cheap wine. The bottle is usually dry as the deserts, bathing in sunlight. Love is my water and this is my fight with you and me, yeah, yeah, and you, oh, and me, yeah, 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 yeah. As fire pours down upon me in sheets of hate, baby, raining down from the atmosphere. You'll see no fear in me. I'm dodging a droplets of broken hearts falling all around, around, around. I'll take shelter in the love I found with you and me, yeah, yeah, and you, oh, and me, yeah, yeah. Chances have a short time for FaceTime, like rock stars are cheap wine. The bottle is usually dry as the deserts, bathing in sunlight. Love is my water and this is my fight with you and me, yeah, yeah, and you, oh, and me, yeah, 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 yeah. As fire pours down upon me in sheets of hate, baby, raining down from the atmosphere. You'll see no fear in me. I'm dodging a droplets of broken hearts falling all around, around, around. I'll take shelter in the love I find with you. As fire pours down upon me in sheets of hate, baby, raining down from the atmosphere. You'll see no fear in me. I'm dodging a droplets of broken hearts falling all around, around, around. I'll take shelter in the love I found with you and me, yeah, yeah, and you, oh, and me, yeah, yeah. New battery for you, sir.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I heard when you were coming in this, it was just going. I'm like, oh, that's definitely a new battery for the Commodore. So
I'm
thank
gonna
you
work
guys.
on that. You got this?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be right back.
Would you do me a favor and snag my phone off my nightstand while
Yeah.
you're battering it up? What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we most certainly appreciate you guys hanging out. It is Wednesday night. It is Hump Day. That's right, baby. It is Richard Patitucci and Brian Wenslow's favorite day. It has been for years. And some things don't change. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, great Commodore. There we go. Sweet, baby. So, yes, we are here with the poll results. Yesterday, we put up a poll with 5 songs on them. That's 10. 5. Maybe you're drunk and you're seeing double. It might be. I don't know. I don't make the rules. However, yesterday, we put up a song poll with 5 songs on them. You guys voted on them. We don't vote. The great Commodore and I rarely ever even look at the poll. I just refuse. No, I'm just kidding. We just don't vote because we want it to be in your power. We want it to be your influence. We want it to be your clicks, your notifications, all that other good stuff. We know what we would play, but the great Commodore and I can play all these songs all the time. So we definitely want to know what you want to hear. So are you stealing my battery? That's fine, man. Knock it out, baby. Knock it out if you can. Let's stand here awkwardly and stare at the Commodore while he tries to thieve my 9 volt. Actually, there might be 2 AA's. Yep, sorry.
So is Shelly's.
Do you need a 9 volt?
Can I just use this guitar?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. I don't play it for perfect places. Or I'm going to need it for the vow, or for if we play a third song. But do you know where the 9 volts are? Because I can tell you. Do you know the little out in the garage on the shelf? There's the bin that we have all the medical supplies in that we had. If you open that up, you'll see them in there. Oh, yes. Michelle Hess says, I didn't even get to see the poll this week. Stupid work. I know, right? That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, man, we're really excited. We had a fantastic show this past Monday. Thank you guys for joining us for the wrap up. We have the poll results show tonight. We've already played through. Second place was Elemental. We have our first place song to play through as well. And then we are going to be speaking with certifiable bucket list life coach. I don't even know if life is in there, but I like saying it. I went to look at the Commodore because I thought he was there because I'm so used to it. Hello, Commodore. Awesome. But he's not there right now, so he's getting batteries. That's right, man, because, we want everything to be rocking and rolling. So we're really excited to have Trent come on and join us for this interview. He's an absolutely incredible individual and a hell of a model American. So we got a couple songs to go through. Then we're going to be bringing Trent on. We're going to do a little flip the pick. We're going to play a third song, maybe, and then we're going to bring Trent back up on to share with you some life information, and then he's going to tell you where you can go to find out how to get involved with a certified bucket list life coach if it was something that you would like to do. We did put up a really cool post the other day on our Facebook page in regards to what would you guys have on your bucket list? What would you like to experience? What would be on your list of buckets? If you had a bucket list, would you have a red bucket, a green bucket, a wooden bucket, a plastic bucket? What kind of buckets would you have on your list of buckets? Oh, what are you doing? Oh yeah, perfect places. Did you not find one?
No.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun. Is that in DADEAE?
It is.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to give it to the great Commodore, and he's going to go ahead and get that tuned up. And while we're doing that, I'm going to run through some of these comments that I see about some what would people want on their bucket list, which is super cool. One of the first ones I see, Lynn Floyd, I know her. She said she would love to go to Italy. She'd love to see her children attain their goals and see the Grand Canyon. So I would say on the bucket list, those would be 2 things. Seeing her children attain their goals. I don't necessarily know if that's a bucket list goal. I don't know if a bucket list goal is something that people want to do themselves, something they want to experience themselves. What's on my bucket list? I would like to go here, or experience this, or eat this, or go here, or meet this person, or venture here, or fly this, or skydive here. However, I would say there's 2 of them. Going to Italy and seeing the Grand Canyon. Those are 2 pretty good bucket list goals, I believe, which I think so. Jen Hogan always wanted to visit Disney World, which is super cool. Let me actually mute that because that tuning is really loud. And then Dennis Cutter to become the geek community's Dr. Phil. So if you guys don't know who Dr. Phil is, why the heck not? And the geek community themselves, you can pretty much go to any convention throughout the country, granted not this year, and you can see a lot of geekdom, a lot of incredible people that are absolutely wrapped up into the individual fandom that they've poured their heart and soul into for a really long time. And there's some incredible people at these conventions that aren't necessarily out in front when it comes to being a Class A personality or involving themselves into the social hierarchy of people. So a lot of times in these conventions, you're meeting a lot of people that deal with a lot of social anxiety, a lot of separation, a lot of second degree when it comes to being nervous in interacting with people, getting out and meeting new people. And there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress that comes along with a lot of people that find themselves in the convention arena. And I think the great Dennis Cutter, he is an incredible person. I think he would like to be the geek community's Dr. Phil, just to be able to help out, to be able to offer guidance where guidance is most certainly needed and necessary, which I think is really cool, man. That's a really great goal. Lisa Connor, to be a teacher or a nurse when she can afford to make the change. I'm working on going back to school now, so I'll be ready when I retire. So one of Lisa Connor's bucket list items is to be a teacher or a nurse, both absolutely imperative to the success of humanity, our culture, and our community. And that's just a couple, baby. That's not bad, man. That's not Dana Rickers to jam with the KitchenKillaz. That's not bad at all. I like that one. Oh, you're super hot. Try that. That's right, because I remember that. I remember that guitar buzzing, biggity biggity buzzing. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. 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 Oh yeah. You
Hey.
got a wah. You hear that? That might be your low end. Let's check it out. Let's hit some buttons. There it is. Try that.
I'm going to put this back where it was.
Yeah, put it back where it was. That'll work. Let's do it, baby. Coming in at first place. By a number of 4 votes. Coming in at second place was Elemental. Coming in at first place is a song, a product of spontaneous collaborative writing. This is called Perfect Places. This was a song that was brought to me on Git Fiddle by the great Commodore. He said, hey man, I got these parts on this guitarist. I said, did you write those parts? He said, I sure did. I said, let's write a song. So we did, and this is called Perfect Places. I hope you guys dig it, man. I hope you guys are having a really good night. It's perfect. I love it. Let's do it. Sometimes you just got to move forward. Here we go. See those faces grin, she yells, what's it all about? No future I resist, she's got me screaming all about what she had and said to me. And all these perfect days built upon themselves to break this bond, crash this golden gate. All the storytellers yell, you let them get away by leaning on their soft days and not demeaning ways. Those demeaning ways. Oh, welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your life. Whoa, your life. Oh, yeah. If you lose, I win. She yells, what's it all about? No future I resist. She's got me screaming, dreaming all about what she had and said to me. And all these passing days built upon themselves to break this bond, crash this empty space. All the storytellers yell, you let them get away by leaning on their soft days. I start to fade away, start to fade away. Oh, oh, oh. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Oh, oh. Welcome to all these perfect places. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your life. Whoa, your life. Oh. oh, 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 oh. Yes. Well done, sir. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. My name is Billy Floyd, and that is
The Commodore.
That's right, baby. We are the KitchenKillaz from Orlando, Florida, coming to you live from Orlando, Florida, with your YouPickTwo poll results. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Want to give a huge shout out to everybody in the feed. I see my man Nori is in here as well, which means Sam isn't that far away. Nori, thank you for joining us. We got the mad scientists in here hanging out. Michelle Hess, great to see you guys. GW Pomacher, that's right, the one, the only, the award-winning author, writer, creator, granddad, father, and Lord. Lord GW joining us, baby, and that is super cool, man. We also have Sage, Ia, and Dina are in here as well, which means Cosplay Michael is not that far away. Good to see my man Jimmy Liberati in here hanging out. Alfred Pennyworth, always good to see you, dude. Jose Alvaro, great to see you, Jose. Awesome, awesome, always good to see you. John Hannon popping in as well. He says, just popping in for a second. Love you guys and love the content, great quality, and always so captivating. I will definitely be tuning in on Friday. Thank you very much. That's John Hannon from Funny to Informing, an absolutely fantastic friend of the Killaz, a good friend of ours. And I think the last time we had bucket list life coach Trent Hogg in the house, it was when we had Funny to Informing on the show.
Yeah,
that was good times, man.
That's
that
right.
was really good.
That's
we
right.
We had a couple amazing people in there that night, which was really really great. So it's so good to see so many fantastic people in here. Thank you guys for sharing your hump day with us. Do you want to steal the one from Gloria? You can take the 9-volt from Gloria. She uses a 9-volt.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Now you can snag that one if you want to. That might be a little better, just so you don't get that wah.
I don't like it.
Wah. So yeah, baby. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. So for those of you that are just joining us, every Tuesday at 12, we put up a poll with 5 songs on them. We leave it up to you guys to vote on the songs you want to hear. And then every Wednesday night at 7:05, we play the winners. Tonight, we're really, really blessed, really happy to have Bucket List. I keep saying life coach because it's so much fun. To have Bucket List coach, certified Bucket List coach, Trent Hogg will be joining us in just a moment. I'm waiting for the Commodore to get back because the Commodore and Trent have something in common that I think you guys will most certainly recognize immediately. And also, Trent and I have something in common that you will also recognize immediately. So I feel like Trent is the culmination of the best things that make the Commodore, and the best things that make me, which is fantastic. And not only is he a heck of a model American, but he's just a damn good looking individual. Really, really smart guy. So I'm going to put this link up real quick. You can go to bucketlistcoach.com/Trent-Hogg, Hogg. And you can find out a little bit more about Trent. He is working on the website as we speak. So eventually he will have his own little welcoming video right at the top of the website. But right now, one of his friends has a video up there kind of promoting what Trent offers. But if you scroll a little bit, you will actually get down to some pretty cool information on that specific website. And as the great Commodore changes out this battery and tunes everything up, I'm going to read it really quick because it's super cool. And then we're going to bring the great Trent Hogg on. So this is a bit about Trent Hogg. If you go to bucketlistcoach.com/Trent-Hogg, which we have up on the screen right now, you will read this: as a bucket list coach, I am trained to change people's perception, wake them up, and help them live a bucket list life. Bucket list coaches are equipped with tools for administering face-to-face presentations as well as our online training platform, which is super cool. All customers are held accountable to our program through a combination of online and offline activities. There's a couple additional questions that go on to describe why Trent does what he does. One of the questions is, why did you decide to become a bucket list coach? Number 2, what are the top 3 bucket list experiences you've had in your life? Number 3, what are the top 3 bucket list items you're aiming to tick it before you kick it? Number 4, why do you love being a bucket list coach? So if you guys right? So if
Take it before you kick it.
Take it before you kick it, baby.
Nice.
So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about being a bucket list coach, what that's all about, and why Trent decided to do that, you can go to that website we have right on the screen right there, bucketlistcoach.com/Trent-Hogg. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring this fine-looking individual on screen. Put your hands, your arms, your paws, and your chopsticks together for the one, the only, Trent Hogg. Oh, yeah, baby. What's up, Trent?
Man?
Looking good, sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. It's always good to see you guys.
Listen to that voice.
Ah.
He's got that deep, sultry, sexy voice. Like,
Even if I couldn't see him right now, I'd be like, that guy's sexy.
yeah, like he could read me the alphabet and I would be like wooing. I'd be like, what
just
a fan.
give us a quick ABC.
Yeah.
Real slow.
ABC. You know,
There it is.
All right, you didn't
So,
really.
ladies and gentlemen,
Commodore, you know.
a fantastic friend of the Killaz, a good friend of mine as well. Have been friends for a really long time. Welcome, Trent. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Really appreciate you taking some time out of your bucket list day to share with us. And I like your microphone setup, dude. That looks pretty professional. What are you rocking over there?
I don't know, man. I've had this microphone for a while. It's a little CAD, you know.
It works.
It works, man. It still works. I've had it for a little while, like I said, and I'm happy that it still works. So
No, heck yeah, man.
He's
I
fancy.
love it.
He's got the spit guard there.
Look at this. I'm gonna put these 3 comments right in a row. Boom, handsome. Number 2, boom, hey, good looking.
Boom.
Number 3, he is sexy. and then Sage comes in with, oh my God, if the Commodore and Billy were smushed together into one person, they would be Trent. So, oh man, that is so good. Trent, thanks for joining us, dude.
You're killing it already.
We definitely appreciate you sharing some time with us, man. And we wanted to touch base because I've never actually met a bucket list life coach before, or a bucket list coach. Like, would you mind giving us a second and sharing with us and with the people, what is a bucket list coach? What is that? And then why did you decide to be one?
Before I get to that, I just want to thank you guys for having me on. And I just want to say that I have absolutely loved being you guys' friend. And it's hard for me to call you Billy because I've always called you something else. You know what I mean?
TTMFF, baby.
You know, TTMFF. But no, I've loved watching the evolution of not only you, but what you've done with all your projects and now the Killers. And I love seeing like all your progress and what you guys have done together and just making the difference. And I mean, that's so awesome. So I just want to say, I'm grateful for what you guys are doing, man. And I love watching what you always do. For sure.
Thank you. Thank you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, my dude. I appreciate that.
It's been a pleasure hanging out with you too, bud.
Yeah, like one of the best parts about the entire journey is the people that we get to meet along the ride, you know. And GW says that a lot. You know, one of the most fantastic parts about the journey is the people that you get to meet, you know, along the way. So, you know, we've met some fantastic people, and we've really been able to reconnect with some friends of ours from before the Killers were the Killers, you know. And to see you evolve, to see you move and groove and achieve all these goals and continuously not stop and just move forward. And now, as you always have, because you've always been a kind of person that I've learned that's always trying to help other people, always trying to offer guidance and offer advice and offer sage-like wisdom, if you will. But in this case, you specifically turned it toward a certain avenue of assistance, and that's helping people put together a bucket list life. Tick it before you kick it.
Yep, that's our little tagline right there. Tick it before you kick it. And we, the reason that the bucket list coaching and bucket list resonates with me is I'm a cancer survivor. And so I realize that everyone has a use by date. You just don't know when that's coming. And I got mine early on in my life of like, this is your potential use by date. You don't know. So life is short. And so whenever you hear someone say life is short, you never know where it's coming from. But it's true. You just don't know what's going to happen. And so for me to become a bucket list coach, it's a lot of people are sleepwalking through their lives and they don't realize it. So to come up to them or for them to realize they need to be woken up. And like you said, you know, you can read it on my webpage. People need to be woken up and stop sleepwalking. They need to start designing their life and live in the way that they want to instead of just letting it happen to them. And that's what resonated with me. And I said, so, I mean, you'll see the video. My mentor is Trav Bell. He's the bucket list guy. He's out of Australia. And I've just really taken to this cat. He's an amazing human, very humble. And so to be under his tutelage for a while and to learn everything from him has been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's really interesting to kind of experience the people that coach us, and then to take those things to learn them for ourselves, to kind of turn them into a way that we can then make that digestible for other people, so we can share with them what we've learned from the people that inspired us. And that kind of like cyclical wave of inspiration really helps out. And you bring up a really good point, because I think a lot of people, and probably even us to a degree, because we're kind of stuck in the way of what we believe is the way, you know. And you blink your eyes, and I remember my dad saying a long time ago, you know, be careful, son, because one day you're going to blink your eyes and you're going to be 40. And it's going to creep up on you faster than you think it's going to creep up on you. And the older you get, the faster it goes. So I always kind of carried that with me. And I always tried to say, okay, well, one day I am going to blink my eyes and I'm going to be 40. One day I'm going to blink my eyes again, I'm going to be 50. So it's like, let me really start to delve into this now. And I've never really been the one to walk the path that everybody else walks. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It's led me down some really interesting journeys, but it's also kept me away from a lot of things a lot of people experience that normally walk that same path. And I can't go back and go the other way. So it's like you might as well just keep pushing forward and keep learning about yourself and keep figuring it all out. Try the new things, do the things you're afraid of, do the things that you're not 100% sure about. And you don't have to be 100% sure about it to do it. And a lot of the things that I think help people experience the journey is that fear, that unknown, that concern. Sometimes people will wait to do it because they don't have it all figured out. Well, I don't want to do this until I have, like, I don't want to achieve this specifically in my life until I have everything lined up perfectly. Hey, man, the universe sometimes doesn't work that way. And it's like, if you wait for the universe to put all the checker pieces on the board where you want them to, you'll never be the king. That's it. You got to do it yourself. So I think you bring up a really good point where a lot of times people are just cruising through life. They're on cruise control. They're living somebody else's life. They're living the life that they think they're supposed to be living. Like, oh,
That's a big one.
you know what I mean?
That's a
Like,
big one.
oh, I'm supposed to go to school. When I go to school, I graduate high school. I go to college. I get my degree. I meet a nice
I
person.
should be
I
married
get
by.
married. I buy a house. I have a family. I settle down. I raise them. Rinse and repeat, which they're not bad things. Those are not bad things. Those are all great things. And those are some goals that I'm trying to achieve right now. But that's not all there is to life. And I fear that a lot of people think that that is all there is to life. And that's the only way to truly find success. And then they find themselves at 50, 60, 70 years old wishing that they had made a left when they made a right, wishing that they said yes when they said no. And in your case, I feel like you're here to kind of be a little bit of a guide, a little bit of a yes, you do have support, you do have inspiration. We can help you with this. We can help you achieve these things. And you're not doing it for them. I feel like you're just kind of helping them believe in themselves. Which and you've always kind of been an inspirational person ever since we've met each other. That I've met you, you've always been an inspirational person, always trying to help people out and give people guidance. And I got to say, what was the catalyst that made you decide you wanted to be a bucket list coach? What was that thing?
Well, I had a conversation with Trav, and we were going through some things. And in order to become a coach, I had to go through our programs. So I had to create my bucket list and go through everything. And there's several parts to it. There's a reverse bucket list, which we have, and that is more or less what you have already accomplished. Regardless if you had a bucket list or not, it's a reverse bucket list. And so it's the things you've already kind of ticked off of a list that you have made, whether you realize it or not, and that propels you into a future bucket list, which is all the things you would like to do. But the reverse bucket list, what it does is it gives you what we call the attitude of gratitude. And once you become grateful for what you've already accomplished, it kind of gives you momentum to create your future bucket list. But as I was creating all the things for my future, and then we were going to the reverse bucket list, I'd realized like I was one of the people who'd been sleepwalking through my life. And even though everything that I had been through, which, I've been through quite a bit in my life, just as we all have. But I realized I was one of the ones sleepwalking. I was like, oh my God. So it really woke me up, and I got invested in myself. And that's the one thing that I think is missing for a lot of people is they're not invested in themselves. They're invested in somebody else, or so they think, or so they feel. And you bring up a good point too, because there was one of the little lives that you do in the mornings in your car, which I love, by the way. I think that's amazing that you do those. And you had something, I think it was last week, where you said, you're living someone else's dream. And it resonated with me because I've heard that, but in a different connotation of how you put it. You were putting it as you're living someone else's dream, as somebody wants to be living the same life you're living because you have it good. You can be grateful for what you have. I've heard it spun in, and it's not necessarily negative, it's just different, of saying if you're working for someone, you're living their dream. You're working for what their dreams are, and you're not working for your dreams. And so, that really twisted up my mind a little bit because I loved your take, but I also understood the other take. And so it's just a matter of, like I said, just waking up and saying, oh, I need to invest more time in me because no one else is going to. You have to invest in yourself at some point in time. And that, if that means going to see a counselor, getting a coach, going to a therapist, or just doing something for yourself, it's going to make a difference in the future. But you have to invest in yourself because you're all you have.
For a long I can really relate to that. For a long time, for most of my life, I was trying to make things happen like outside of myself, and I didn't realize until a couple years ago that all those things that you want to happen or you want to be there will all fall right into place all you got to do is work on yourself. Make yourself better. Change the things about yourself that you can change. You can't change everybody else. You can't put everything where you want it, but you can definitely make yourself the best version of you. And then all those things that you want, all that ideal life, it just they start landing in your lap. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It re-
there was a quote I read a while ago, and it was a picture of a guy leaning against a Lamborghini, and it was really interesting. And at the very top, it said, "If you give your heart and soul, and you work your ass off," on the bottom, it says, "I'll be able to afford another Lamborghini." And he's talking about how, like, if you're not building your own dream, you're building somebody else's dream. If you're not really putting in the time, and you're not creating the cogs to make your own clock, you're winding somebody else's watch. And we have a finite amount of time, and like you said, you never know when it's going to end. And coming from somebody like you, like my dad, also a cancer survivor, it's one of those things that you never plan for, you never imagine will ever happen. It happens to people that you know, or it may happen to people, somebody close to you. But then when you're the one sitting in the hot seat, you're the one sitting on the paper, and you're the one that gets the diagnosis, I would imagine it puts some things into perspective for you. And you're like, okay, you're like, this is going to be an educational experience. I'm going to make it through this, but I feel like I've wasted so much time just on cruise control, just moving right through the earth, not really knowing what's going on, just taking it day by day to make sure I can make my money and pay my bills. And I think with people like you, and with what you offer, I think sometimes all people really need is a little kick in the ass. Sometimes just a little, hey, how you doing? And to you, it sounded like that diagnosis was a kick in the ass for you, and it kind of like lit the afterburners, and you were like, all right, because you're right, we don't know how much time we have, we don't know how finite it is, we don't know when it could be over. And it's unfortunate because every day people wake up for the very last time. And there's a lot of things on their list, and a lot of things that I've heard is people don't regret what they did wrong, they regret what they never did in the first place.
right.
And I don't want anybody to experience that. I definitely don't want that feeling when I blink my eyes and I'm 50 or 60 years old. That's right, why I try to do it all right now. It's like, all right, let's just do it.
I've
Like,
heard
let's pull the trigger.
I've heard that a lot. And I listen to a lot of motivational type speaking and interviews and stuff like that. And the thing that I hear the most is people don't regret the things they've done. They regret not being exactly who they wanted to be.
That-
And it takes a lot of guts to just go for that. And I wish more people would.
Yeah, and I think having somebody like Trent that offers what Trent does would help people, I guess, shed that fear of change, or shed that fear of risk. Because jumping into the unknown, jumping into change, trying something you've never tried before, there's a lot of fear there. There's a lot of risk there. To me, that's the motivational factor behind it. I love the fact that I've never tried it. I love the fact that I've never done it. I love the fact that it makes me afraid. Everybody should wear sunscreen. Came by Boz Luhrmann. It was written by Mary Schmidt. She wrote all the lyrics to it. And one of the things he says in there is, do something every day that scares you. Do
yeah,
one thing every day that scares you. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be nuts. Just one thing that you normally wouldn't do. Like if you have a little frog inside your house and you're terrified of frogs and you want the frog to be outside of the house, take a risk. The frog's not going to eat you. You'll be okay.
that's
Pick the
right.
frog up and walk the frog outside. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything outstanding, but you also get to shed your fear of it, which I think a lot of the things, like Jen brings up a really great point. She says fear sometimes keeps us still, but keeps still making us fear. Like we create our own prisons. We create a mind of a prison, and we put ourselves in this own prison. And then we decide, oh, we can't go outside of these walls because we've manifested the fear itself. And I think what you're offering is an idea or a little bit of a motivational factor to help people shed that fear and really try something out that they never tried before. What would you say are the more popular bucket list items that you've seen or heard about people that you've worked with?
Well, I mean, as far as like the bucket list stuff goes, I mean, we have a blueprint that we go by, and it's my bucket list. And so each one of those letters, it's an acronym, and each one of those letters represents something that you can create your bucket list with. And so, for example, we're in July, and it's the first day of July. So July is Leave a Legacy month, and that's what the L in the list. The L stands for Leave a Legacy. And so, what we would go through is how would you like to leave a legacy? And so, if you're talking about your reverse bucket list, what have you already done that you have left a legacy, or you've built up to leaving a legacy? And for your future bucket list, what can you either continue doing with your legacy, or what would you like to have your legacy be for your kids, for yourself, for an organization, for whatever it is? How would you like to leave a legacy? For example, with me, um, uh, I've been a special education teacher for the last. I was in the classroom for 5 years, and I was a behavior specialist for 2. And one of the kids who graduated from one of my classes, he moved up to North Carolina, and they have a place up there called Art Barks, and it's a place for special ed kids who graduate, and kids with significant cognitive disabilities, and they make dog treats, and that's what they do. And if you go to there and you see the video of these kids and what they're doing and how happy they are, they feel purposeful. I want to bring that here. I want to bring some. I don't care if it's Art Bark, I don't know what you want to call it, but that's what I want to do. That's like leaving a legacy, but it also incorporates the K, which is kind acts for others. It kind of blends the two together. So, um, you can do whatever you want to with your bucket list, but some of the crazy ones. Um, my mentor, Trav, he posed nude for an art class, and he got surprised, and they brought in a younger looking female, and he was having to talk himself down a little bit most of the time, and he shares that on his TED talk, everything else, but it's humorous. And when I get a chance to talk to people about their bucket list, a lot of people really don't have a bucket list, and so once they start creating one, then they can get creative, but they're not used to being creative. And so it just depends on what you're after, or what they want to do with their bucket list, how they want to create it. But we have a blueprint in which we make it. And so before the virus stuff hit, we would be in public and we made posters. Like, we created posters that have my bucket list on it. And so we would bring in magazines, everything else, and you get back to being a kid. So you're cutting and pasting and everything else, being a kid again, and just living a little bit for 3 hours, making your bucket list. And we have the poster size, so you can put it on the back of your door, on the wall, so you can see it. And it's a constant reminder, as that's what you're working for. That's your thing, not anyone else's. That's your personal bucket list that you're working for.
Wow. To be a bucket list coach is always interesting, because I always like to ask the coach that's guiding the people, what would one item be, or what is one item on your bucket list, good sir?
Item on my bucket list. The top one on my bucket list right now is to take my mom back to Ireland on my dime.
Nice. Wow.
When I graduated St. Leo, my mom and I went over to Ireland, and it was my graduation present from her. And so for me, it's like, I want to take her back there on me. I just think that would be a hell of a trip, just to do it upright. You know what I mean? So that's the
And
top.
a heck of a memorable one too. You kind of see it come full circle.
Yeah, well, I mean, I is idiotic stuff, and I want to go zorbing in New Zealand. I think that would be phenomenal.
What was that? You want to do what?
Zorbing.
What's zorbing?
You're in this big plastic ball, and they just roll you down a hill, and you're just in there tumbling around everything else, running into everybody else. So
I mean, that's awesome. I want to go zorbing.
Right?
We should all go zorbing. Can we go zorbing in Ireland? Is that where you're going to go zorbing?
I think it's in New Zealand, but I think if we're in New Zealand, we can go.
I heard they have good lamb.
The quokkas over there,
Nice, my dude. Man, that's awesome. I like the fact that you guys break it down and you kind of make a bucket list a little easier for people to obtain, so you don't just give them, hey, write 10 things down that you want to do. It's like sometimes you need that little bit of a guide. Sometimes that you need that little bit of a structure. Say, okay, here you go. Like you said, we're going to break out. We're going to use an I with idiotic. What would be an idiotic thing that you would like to do? What would be a crazy thing that you would like to do? Zorbing. That's really interesting, man. That sounds like a lot of fun. That's fun. I saw something the other. Yeah, exactly, Jen. Exactly, Jen Hogan. Jen Hogan says hamster balls. I saw one the other day where people were like standing in these huge inflatable bubbles. They were just running into each other, just like slamming into each other. But they're huge and they're padded, so you can go wherever and you're just bouncing all over the place. Man, that just looks fan-freaking-tastic, bro. That's awesome. That is really, really cool. So how long have you been doing this? When did you become officially certified?
Became officially certified earlier in the year, around January.
Wow.
I found out about them last year. But we had, like I said, we had to go through the program. Anyone who is becoming a coach, we had to run through their program, create a reverse bucket list, create a future bucket list. And we have a program that's called our life plan, where it's a 12-hour program. And so we kind of break it down to whichever they want. But at the end of it, each letter that we go over, they have 10 minutes and they have to tick something off their bucket list. And so by the end of it, they've already ticked 12 things off of their bucket list, if not more.
Wow. That's really cool, man. I like that because I like crossing things off a to-do list. Like I have a lot of fun checking boxes, writing X's on things, and crossing things off. Like I did that today. I did that today. I did that today. And I bet that would be really interesting to be able to tick off that number of bucket list items in such a short period of time. Like what a sense of accomplishment that you're able to give somebody that they're actually able to give themselves with
Yeah.
just a little bit of motivation. Just a little bit of motivation. Say what?
Action focused. For
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely action focused. I saw Michelle Hess put in here that one of her bucket list items is to go skydiving. And I got to say, my whole family went. I went with my dad. We did tandem one year, and then my sister and my mom went. And crazy story. I remember when my dad and I went, my sister and my mom didn't go. And then when my sister and my mom went, my dad and I didn't go. It was their day. And we knew what kind of parachutes they had. Like they would come out and they say, "Hey, your sister's parachute is going to be pink and blue, and your mom's parachute is going to be yellow and white." So you knew that if you had a video camera, you had your phone or whatever, you knew what was going on, and you knew like, okay, there they are. So you knew who to record. So the next thing we see all the parachutes except for my mom's parachute. We don't see my mom's parachute. And we think, okay, well, maybe she was at the back of the plane. Maybe she's coming a little later. But we saw all the parachutes, and then people started to land, and we still did not see my mom's parachute. And now my dad and I are starting to like panic. We don't know what's going on. We're really starting to panic because this is one of those moments where everything gets real slow motion in your
Yeah.
life, and you're just like, what is going on? So the next thing I know, one of the divers, one of the professional tandem divers lands, and he starts running over to us. He's just running over to us. And I got the camera and I'm panicking. Like here's son looking for mom's parachute. Like a super, super scary thing to do. Looking into the sky, trying to find out what's going on. My dad's like, he's my dad's always chill. He's super chill, probably losing it a little bit inside. And this guy comes running over, and he has a little bit of an accent. And he goes, "Hey, just wanted to say everything is okay. Your mother's first parachute, it did not open. They had to cut the parachute loose. So they are on their backup parachute coming in much faster." And I was like, "Oh, awesome!" So like,
It
sure
gets
enough,
better. It gets better. It gets
sure
better.
enough, everybody lands, and you see this one tiny parachute. I mean, they're just kicking ass around the sky, man. They're coming in, and they're not wasting any time. And I'm just like, this is the craziest thing. Like, oh my gosh, I've been skydiving once. My parachute opened perfectly. So did my dad. So did my sisters. So like, here they come in. They're coming in quick, and everybody is just staring up at the sky, just staring up, waiting to see what was going to happen. And I'm freaking out. You can hear me on the camera like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is crazy, this is crazy." So sure enough, they come in, and when they land, you slide. Like I don't know if you've ever gone skydiving before, but when you go tandem, you don't land on your feet, you slide in. So they'll get real close, and your job is to hold your hands across your chest and to lift up your feet. So you just kind of slide on the ground. So they come in, and they come in fast. And here they go. They slide along the ground, and they're sliding and sliding and sliding. They're okay. Everybody is safe. No big deal. They get up. My mom comes over. Her tandem partner comes over. The manager of the location comes out. He's like, "We're so sorry for everything that happened. We're glad you're okay. It does happen. That's why we have backups. We're glad you're safe. We want to give you a complimentary jump. Now, we understand you may not even be happy to get one of those, but let us know when you'd like to come back, and we're more than happy to give you a complimentary jump on us." Her response: "Can we go now? I want to go now. Let's go back right now."
She went right back.
She's like, "I want to go now." Like, I will never forget that story. Like, here's the woman who probably experienced some pretty scary things in her life, who's falling from 16,000 feet, and her first parachute does not open. They get all twisted up. They got to cut it loose. Like, now they're coming in really fast. They land. Hey, you get a complimentary one. Who's going to want to go back up after they almost lost their freaking minds? Most people are going to
Not
be like,
me.
"I'm good.
Not
I'm
me.
good." Yep, she's like, "Put me in the plane. Let's go now."
Like, I'm here now. Let's do it.
Right now, let's do this.
It was so inspirational, man. It was really great. And I got to say, like, I've been skydiving once. It was absolutely fantastic. And Michelle, I most certainly recommend it. It was such a rush. And it was at the time I was going through some tough times. And that 60-second free fall where you're hitting terminal velocity, nothing else matters. None of your stress matters. Your job doesn't matter. Your stress doesn't matter. Relationship problems don't matter. Friendship issues don't matter. Bills don't matter. It's 60 seconds of an absolute adrenaline rush
The
where
ground matters.
you have no, well, yeah, I mean, not yet.
Yeah.
In 16,000 feet, yes. But yeah, the first 60 seconds, you are cruising. And once you hit that terminal velocity, man, it is such a rush. I just could not stop laughing the entire time, like it was a lot of fun. Once you pop that chute, it's a heck of a jolt because it will, boom, it snaps you right up. And then you just chill. You just kind of chill and left and the right, and you look at the woods and you look at the land and the sunrise and you look at all the people and all the parachutes. Mama Floyd didn't get that experience. She got a
Wow.
little bit of a different experience.
Man, I don't know if I'll ever go skydiving.
Oh man, I
don't
can't
know,
I can't
man.
wait to do it again. It was so cool. I had such a good time, but I would definitely recommend it. However, I will say this, these are incredibly trained individuals. These people that are tandem jumping with you have been doing it for hours and hours and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours and jumps and hundreds of jumps. They've ran into problems with their parachutes. They've ran into problems with their backups. They've ran into all of these issues. They wouldn't trust them to jump with a tandem person unless they've already been through all of these things. And a lot of them pack their own chutes. A lot of you have to be specifically trained and certified to even pack a chute, let alone a backup chute, which is a completely different certification. So like you're with some really, really professional people that absolutely have your interest as their number one priority. But things can go wrong. That's why they have backup parachutes. Just like in life, don't let that necessary need for a backup parachute stop you from going skydiving in the first place. If you let that fear stop you from doing it in the first place, you're literally stopping yourself from experiencing something based on a hypothetical situation that may never even happen. And I think a lot of times that's what people do. They just don't want to do it because they're worried about what could go wrong, and they rarely ever think about what will go right.
That's it. Yeah.
You ever been skydiving before, Trent Hogg?
No, sir.
Oh man, what a rush! But I definitely recommend it. It was outstanding.
I have several friends, and now you're included on the list that have done it and said the same thing. It said it's just an incredible rush, and everything else doesn't matter. Once you're flying through the air, it doesn't really matter.
No, man, not at 120 miles an hour. No way, buddy.
Dennis, we'll be on the ground taking the video.
Yeah.
No problem. I'll take pictures. Yay, parachute. Nope, I'm not getting up there.
So some of the things that you see that you've worked with and some of the bucket list items that you see, would you say you see more routine bucket list items, more simple things, or would you say you see more travel, more food, more local experiences, more family experiences? Like what would you say you see more of that pop up onto a common bucket list item list that people would give to you or that you've experienced?
Yeah, I mean, there's some common stuff that has popped up for sure. But as we're going through our programs, I give you a list of 50 items, 50 suggestions. As if you can't think of
Wow.
something on the spot, like I'll give you 50 suggestions.
You're like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
They're like looking at us like, oh my, I didn't even think of that. It's like, oh my, and so they all start writing stuff down. It's like, oh, I didn't even, or they'll, someone would say, well, I don't have anything for that. I'm like, well, you can't tell me out of 50 things you can't come up with something.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with those 50 things. Like if we're giving you 50 options and you're not picking any of them, what are you even doing?
Right. Like you're not trying. And that's
number one on your bucket list. Fill out a bucket list.
Right.
Let me help you with that one.
Exactly.
There's number one. So
people think it has to, when they think of a bucket list from all the conversation I've had about bucket lists, they think it has to do a lot with travel. And that's a part of it. A lot of people want to travel. And like I said, that is definitely a piece of the puzzle. However, it's thinking about other things, down the line. We also say, be a tourist in your own town. There's tons of stuff to do in your own town. Obviously, before all the Corona stuff hit, we were able to get out more. And most people don't think to be a tourist in their own town. There's tons of stuff to do wherever you live. Unless you're in a smaller town, then go somewhere, visit somewhere and do something with yourself to create an event, for yourself and live a little bit.
Yeah, very true. I mean, and I know you're here in Florida. You're in Tampa, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much to do in Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando. There's so much stuff. I've been in Orlando since 2002, and there's still stuff that I haven't been able to do. Not because haven't been able to do it, but because A, I just haven't had time to do it, and B, there's been so many new opportunities and new things that have opened up over the last 18 years that I've been here. And Orlando is always a constant cycle. It's always a constant circular cycle of individual brand new items coming in to Orlando to try out. Really new companies that are opening up, new experiences that are opening up. It's like, oh, let me do this. And next year, that building might not even be that building anymore. It might be something completely different with a brand new thing to experience. It's like, oh, I've been there already. Yeah, but have you done this? And
Yeah.
it's like, okay. And I really like that. Experiencing your own town, get to know and fall in love with the place that you live right outside your front door.
There's been a few things in Orlando that I've done that I really didn't expect to do. That were super, 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 super fun. One of them was riding go-karts at Andretti.
Andretti.
I love that. That's so
Yeah.
much fun. The other one was close to skydiving. I went to iFly,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
I did that. I did that little get up.
Yeah. The indoor skydiving.
Yeah.
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 That's pretty crazy, man.
There is one more thing in Orlando that I kind of want to try, and it's like I think it's super inexpensive. Is a helicopter ride.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanna
It's
get
like
up.
$90 or something like that.
No, it's like 35
That's even better.
a person.
Everything is $35
Yeah.
with COVID-19 going on. Like
Yeah.
everything is $35. Like whatever it is, $5.
Bring your own sandy wipes though.
Yeah, yeah. Bring your own helicopter. What? So one of the questions that we received was, how do I get a bucket list coach? So if I was somebody that was interested in what was going on, am I able to? Would I only be able to use you, Trent Hogg, if I was in Tampa? Would I be able to sign up for your website if I wanted you to be my bucket list coach if you were local, or do you help people from all over?
Yeah, I try to put on workshops every month, and I'm about to release my list of workshops for this month. And if when you see me, if you want to go to my Facebook page or go to my website, I usually have those advertised on there. And if you want to join in one of those, because we try to do them in groups, because it's so much more fun to do it in groups, and we can do them individually, and and individual coaching that way. But to get into a group of people and to see what everyone else is doing, and you can steal their ideas, you can cheat off somebody else, you can do all these things. It just creates a nice little atmosphere. But yes, get a hold of me on my website or Facebook page. Google me, just Google Trent Hogg, and it'll come up. Trent Hogg, bucket list coach, and click
Two
on
G's. HOGG.
it. I wish they could put that on my website. HOGG. I think it would be a little more interesting. You know what I mean?
A question from the audience from Lynn Floyd says, how old is the oldest person that you've helped?
Oldest person that's a good question. I don't even know. In their 60s, I think. 60s.
Okay.
What would be the average age of people that you run into?
30s.
30s. Okay.
And they're just 30 years old looking for a bucket list. I guess
that surprises me.
Well, here's what at the beginning of some of the presentations we do, or the main presentation, is there's a rectangle, and it has 80 squares in it, and each one of those squares represents a year of your life, and we have them color it in. And so once you start coloring in those squares, you can see how many years you've already lived, and how many in 80 is average. You can see how many you have left, and that usually wakes people up pretty quickly.
That's very real.
I'm gonna have 120 squares.
That makes it very real.
And so when it's front and center, you're like, well, I need to start doing something with my life. And so
yeah. Oh, time keeps on ticking.
It does. But the visual, a lot of most people are visual, and so when they have that representation in front of their face, like, oh, and now they take things seriously. And so we can really, once we get into the bucket list blueprint, they really are invested in themselves. Then they really get focused. But they have a good.
So cool.
I've actually spun that a different way to other people, and I say, well, I'm probably going to live to probably like 80 or 100, because by the time I'm 80, technology is going to help me out a little bit, and probably nutrition and
Sure.
better habits. I don't know, but let's say I live to 100, and I'm not even 40 yet. I'm not even halfway done. I'm not even halfway done. And then if I think about the things that I've done in the last 10 years, oh my goodness, I got a lot of stuff to do.
And that's what guys like Trent are there for. That's what and again, you guys can head to bucketlistcoach.com/Trent-Hogg, HOGG. and you can see his profile up there. Talks about what's going on, gives you all the ins and outs of what you want to be. You can meet my coach, the Bucket List Life Plan, Bucket List Workshops, and you can even join the Ticket Club. Hashtag Ticket Before You Kick It. They have some upcoming events, and I know they're always working on their upcoming events. They always have some online things, and like Trent was saying, he always has workshops that he's uploading specifically to help people fill out their bucket list and give them that little bit of guidance that they may be looking for, just to kind of like spice it up and feel like you're truly taking full advantage of the time that you have here. Because as he said before, you never know when it's going to be up, and you don't want regrets, man. You don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I did this, or I wish I did this. I would much rather look back and say, I did this and I didn't do it right and I messed it all up, instead of looking back saying, man, I wish I tried this.
Right.
And then people say it's the things that people regret are the times they said no, not the times they said yes and it didn't work out.
I actually had a conversation with my mom the other day, and I told her, and it was kind of hard to say, but it was true. I said, I have no regrets in my entire life. Not one thing that I've done. All the dumb, stupid stuff that I've done, and that didn't do me well, I don't even regret, because it turned me into who I am.
Yeah, it shapes you.
Which makes sense. The things that you're going to regret are the things that you didn't do.
Of
So
course,
even
absolutely.
even if it doesn't make sense, even if it doesn't work out, like, pull the trigger, man.
Yeah, just do it, man. And I really like that you give them the guide. I like that you give them a template that they can fill out, an easy structure for them to understand. Because a lot of times, if you give people a blank piece of paper, that bitch is going to stay blank. They're
That's it.
not going to know what to do. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to do it. And I think a lot of people are afraid of being wrong. They're afraid of writing down the wrong thing. And it's like, this is your list. There is no wrong. Like your list can be completely different from mine, and that's totally fine. Or it can be exactly the same. Again, totally fine, but don't do yourself an injustice by copying down items that somebody else has on their bucket list because you want to get through yours. This is your opportunity to shine. This is your opportunity to truly think about those things you want to experience in life, and take away all the speed bumps. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to afford. I don't care about if you're able to afford it or not. Write it down. I don't care how unrealistic it is. Write it down. Like I think it's going to be really interesting to travel into space. And I think the more SpaceX moves and the more that they privatize space travel, we're going to find more and more and more commercial flights where you're able to leave this atmosphere, leave this stratosphere, and venture into space for a short period of time to truly understand what it's like to be on the outside of this world and then come back down. I would love to do something like that. Like that would be so cool to be able to do that. The
Is that on your bucket list now?
one-way ticket to Mars, maybe, just because it's freaking Mars. How
Right.
awesome would that be? But I think I just miss tacos and ribs too much, like, and crabs. I don't think I'd be able to do that. And Luke and Leia. If Luke and Leia can't come with me, I'm not going. Now,
Right.
if I got a one-way ticket to Mars and I got to bring the pups with me, I might be okay with that. And some
Bye.
and some crabs and some barbecue ribs and some honey brown.
Well, this,
Throwing it out there.
speaking of like the Corona stuff, it's like we moved everything online, so it's all virtual, so we don't have to sit there and do face to face. And so we have a special board that we bring up. I share my screen, and you have, with the events that I list out, you download your own board and you make it what you want, and we do it all right there online. And it takes a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, as long as you want it to take. And you're interacting with everyone that's there, and you're making your own list. And that's
Totally worth it. Totally worth it. And like you said, it takes a couple hours. A couple hours later, you can have a fantastic list of incredible things that you want to experience, that you are going to experience, to make sure that you're truly, squeezing all the bit of juice out of this incredible life that you have. This one life that you have that you never know when it's actually going to end.
yeah. And you
So it's like make it
point
happen.
talking about the affordability. People worried about, I can't afford this, or I'm not going to be able to do this. We worry about the what and the why. What do you want to do? Why you want to do it? The how will come later, but you got to put it in front of your face, because the law of attraction will do its work. You just got to trust. We were talking about this earlier. You have to trust. Once you see it and you can visualize it, the universe has its own kind of way of doing this thing. Not to get kind of hoity-toity or hippie,
Hmm.
whatever, but it's just one of those things. Like, you have to see it. You have to believe that this is, because you put it down there, it's going to come to fruition one way or the other.
You have to believe that it can happen.
100%.
You have to. If you don't believe it can even happen, you say that'll never happen to me. You're right, it won't.
That's right.
You have to believe it first, and writing it down and putting it in your face and looking at it every day. That's a great way to
It makes it real.
get that going.
It makes it real.
Well,
When you write it down, it makes it real.
plan.
Like you said, when you have those 80 squares and you're supposed to fill out the number of squares that you've been alive. That's one of those things where it's like, holy Toledo, like I'm not 18 anymore.
That's right.
And I think it takes that visual representation for people to truly understand where they are in their life, so they realize how much time on average they have left, and then to utilize it to its full potential. And I really like that you guys offer a guide, you offer structure, you offer understanding, and you offer coaching to be able to help people achieve these goals. Because without sometimes that kick in the ass, people aren't going to move. They're just
Nope.
not going to do it. Out of I don't know, reluctance, out of fear, out of worry, out of concern,
Fear.
out of whatever. There's so many different reasons people don't do things. But it sounds like you guys, you focus on the what and the why, and you worry about the how later. We'll
Yeah.
figure out the how later. I don't care about the how. The how I don't care about. Let's figure out what we want to do and let's do it. We'll run into everything else. Don't give me a million reasons why it's not going to work. Let's do it anyway, and we'll figure out how to build a million steps to get there.
That's it. And then
And
the how
that's
comes with the ticket club that we have, and that's a group of people who have the same type of thing on their bucket list to tick off, and we tick it off with them together.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
So you find
awesome.
like-minded people that have the same things in common. It's like, hey, let's go take a trip. Let's go do this together, and you experience something you may never experience again, but you've done it.
That's a super bonding experience too. That's super, super cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. We're talking with Bucket List Life. I don't even know if I keep saying it. Bucket List Life Coach Trent Hogg, HOGG. You can find him on an incredible website called bucketlistcoach.com/Trent dash HOGG Hogg. You can find out why he does what he does, who he is, who is your daddy, and what does he do, and all these incredible things that can most certainly help you try to experience and live a fulfilled life of dreams and ideas that you normally may be a little reluctant or a little worried about achieving. You're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that have a lot of ideas and a lot of dreams that they want to achieve as well. And if you can do it on your own, great. But you have an opportunity to do it together, to share those bucket list items with people, to experience them as a community and as a group, and to build some life lasting bonds and bonding moments with each other. And sometimes it all starts with a kick in the ass. And if there's one thing Trent Hogg's good at, it's kicking bitches in the ass. That's it. So we're going to do a little flip the pick and see if we got a third song coming for you guys. I'm going to leave it to the great Commodore. While he is doing that, I do want to give a huge shout out. Our good friend Heather Bedore reached out to me the other day. And talk about your local community. There's an incredible place right here in Orlando off of Crystal Lake Street, Suite 180. It is called Bow's Castle, and they have amazing bows, BAO, Bow's Castle. They have some incredible food, and they have been going through some really tough times. Right now, with everything going on, with the lack of people that they've been able to bring into Bow's Castle, they are looking for some help. So she reached out to me and she said, Billy, would you guys mind taking a moment and talking about Bow's Castle? If you guys don't know what a bow is, check it out, man. It is really incredible. Bows are really amazing. And some of the menu items that they have specifically are absolutely incredible. And pretty much what a bow is. Have you ever had a bow before? Do you know what a bow is?
I don't know what about
I'm going to bring up a picture right here so I can show you what is going on. Bow's Castle is absolutely incredible. We're going to look at some images. We're going to talk about this is a bow right here. That's it right there. So so good, so good. I don't know if you guys have ever had bows before, but bows are absolutely incredible. You can put so many different things inside of a bow. It's almost like an amazing, soft, delicious, yummy taco. It is a type of yeast leaven filled bun in various Chinese cuisines. There are many variations in fillings and preparations, though the buns are mostly steamed. They're very, very, very soft. And Bow's Castle has some incredible, incredible menu items. And again, they're right here in Orlando. We wanted to give them a huge shout out. I have been there once before, and they have some incredible food. And right now, they are going through a pretty tough time. But you can check out, so good. You can check out all the different recipes that they have. You can go to facebook.com/Bow's Castle, BAOCASTLE, right here in Orlando, Florida. Absolutely incredible people and amazing staff and amazing food. If
I
you
want to go
guys,
there.
oh man, if you guys have never had a bow, you
That looked
got
good.
to check it out. I was talking to Heather and I was like, yo, we need to see what we can do. Louise, see, we can go over there, take some pictures, maybe do
Yeah.
a little interview, nothing
Eat
too
some
crazy.
bows.
And eat some bows. They have a lot
Don't
of
leave
things.
that out.
They have Mario Kart Mondays.
Get out of here.
Every Monday, adults 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. happy hour. Win a Bow's Castle gift card, which is super cool. They also have it's in the Soto district right here in Orlando, the South Downtown. They also have $36 family meal deals where you get 10 Bow's, large fries, 2 desserts of your choice. That ends at the end of July. They have Wine Down Wednesday at Bow's Castle, $15 bottomless wine pours with a $4 food purchase, which is freaking crazy. That's what I'm talking about. That's every Wednesday from 6 to 9 o'clock. And then they also have happy hour, daily late night happy hour from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. $3 bows, $3 appetizers, $3 desserts, $4 beers, $4 wines. They're doing their best to social distance as well. They're only allowed to open a specific percentage of their actual restaurant. They have to keep people 6 feet apart. They have masks. They have sanitizer. They have all the kind of cleaning conditions that they can possibly do.
Trent,
but
let's go.
right now, there's a lot
Let's
of
go.
places, not only in Orlando, but everywhere, that are really going through some extremely tough times right now, and they can use as much support as possible. Again, I've been to Bow's before. Bow's Castle was absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to go again, and right now I'm working with Heather to see if we can skedaddle the Killaz back into Bow's Castle, and see what we can do to help them out, because the food is it's second to none. And if you guys have never had Bow's, you have got to check them out. They're amazing. They're soft. They're light. They're fluffy. They're flavorful, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can get like a bow for $3 and $4, and a lot of the quality, like the quality ingredients that Bow's Castle uses, is second to none. Absolutely incredible. The menu itself is fantastic. Please head to their Facebook page, throw them a like, let them know the Killaz sent you. That lets them know that we're doing everything we can to help them out during this hard time. We've always had this show to try to help each other out, to try to inspire each other, and this is a great example and a great opportunity. Even if you're not in the state of Florida, please head to facebook.com/Bow's Castle and throw them a like. Turn on the notifications, send a little message, say, hey man, I heard the Kitchen Killaz talking about you guys. Good luck with everything. If you're in the Orlando or the Florida area, the Central Florida area, let us know. We would love to get together and see if we can head out there and try some Bow's together, because they are fan-freaking-tastic. Shelly brings up a really great point. You guys should make a local restaurant bucket list. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, because Orlando is chock full of incredible restaurants and absolutely amazing food. Like Trent said, get to know your local community, get to know your local cities, get to know your local streets and businesses, get to know them, because they're the reason that the hustle and bustle exists for the heartbeat of the city you're living in, is those specific individual little restaurants and shops and mom and pop shops. The big box stores, they'll be fine. If they're not fine, sorry about your luck. But the people that have poured their heart and soul into these local industries, they put everything they had into these individual restaurants that truly make the fingerprint of a city. You can go anywhere and go to a Walmart, but you can't go anywhere and go to Bow's Castle. You got to come to Orlando for that. You guys got to check it out. So if you're in the Orlando area anytime soon, let us know. We'd love to head over there. We'll social distance properly, masks, sanitizer, whatever we need. But I want some Bow's in my mouth soon. So I'm going to reach out to Heather and see if we can make that happen. But again, a huge shout out to Heather Bador. She's been working with a nonprofit called Still Serving, where she has been trying to keep up to date with all the local restaurants in the Orlando area that are still open, what capacity they're allowed, what kind of menu items and deals that they have. And she is a pure donation. Everything that comes in, all the money that's made from all of the shirts, they go directly to the Still Serving nonprofit fund to try to help keep these restaurants open and try to help the employees stay employed and keep their lights on, which is really, really, really important. So a huge shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. And a huge shout out to Trent, man, looking so good. I didn't want to take him off the screen because he's just such a good looking guy.
Thank you.
He brings a lot of sexy to it, baby. Brings a lot of sexy to it. So what did the flip the pick result in?
Oh, I didn't flip anything. We're just gonna play it.
Okay.
Here we go. There it is. Yeah,
Look
one
at
of
gold.
them did.
All right, yeah, we got one with gold. Sweet, baby. Well, we're going to go ahead and rock out a third flip the pick song. We're going to bring Trent back on for a little "How's your father?" A little "Hey, how you doing?" He's going to tell you where you can find out about him, and he might even have a little 30 seconds of inspirational window of knowledge for you guys. So we are going to go ahead and rock one more song for you. We're going to bring Trent back on, and man, what a good looking guy. What a good looking Trent, just a good looking guy. Handsome Trent. Bam. I love it, baby. I'm going to leave that one up for a while. Sweet. Well, let's rock a song. We'll bring Trent right back on. Trent, I'm going to send you back into the green room. Don't eat the green M&Ms with no M on it, okay? They're you're going to see some pretty. Oh, damn.
Too late. They're gone.
All right, baby. Let's do this. Oh, it's definitely the battery.
It's
Definitely
that's
the
that's
battery.
lie.
All right, try that. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, sweet. We're actually going to record this one. This is going to be for a good friend of ours. So we're going to give about 2 seconds of silence. We're going to let the Commodore take it over. The day has arrived that I'm waiting my life just to see those written vows turn around and stare back to me. The sunrise will bear your love, bathe in a white dress to be. Your hazel lines, they bring me life. Stand next to me. Slow it down, turn around, light up those heavens I dreamt about, played it out, spinning in circles we danced around. Take a bow, father and mother are clapping out, singing loud, wish I would with love just to be, just to be. Words that the preacher says echoes in my head to me. Our memories are causing me and my soul to weep. As I take your hand into my own and feel the love that you have showed me. It's our future now, these wedding vows, they represent me. Slow it down, turn around, light up those heavens we dreamt about, played it out, spinning in circles we danced around. Take a bow, father and mother are crying now, singing loud, wish I would with love just to be, just to be. These tears in my eyes, well, they keep me alive now. I wanted the whole world to see. You are my beauty queen, the only love that I can see, reflecting the best parts of me. But it's not me in front of you, you've shifted up that point of view. I sit here singing this beat. You reside inside my mind, and maybe in another life, the person you will love will be me. Slow it down, turn around, light up those heavens you dreamt about, played it out, spinning in circles you danced around. Take a bow, mother and father are crying now, singing loud, you showered with love just to slow it down, turn around, light up those heavens you dreamt about, played it out, spinning in circles you danced around. Take a bow, mother and father are crying now, singing loud, you showered with love just to be, just to be. The day has arrived that you've waited your life just to see. Those written vows, you turn around, but you don't see me. Yes.
Hey.
Well done, sir. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. Thank you for sharing some time with us. Oh, yeah. That was a little in front of you. Yeah. That was in front of Trent. In front of Trent.
Right in front of you.
Right in front of the TRENTHOGG. Oh, yeah, baby. So thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. We most certainly appreciate all of the time that you've spent with us on this incredible hump day. A huge
Thanks,
shout
Darren.
out to Trent Hogg. Yeah, and thank you very much, Darren. Darren says, another
that.
well done original tune. Thank you guys very much, man. Really appreciate that. And I want to give a huge shout out to TRENTHOGG for joining us tonight. We're going to bring him back on screen. There he
Do
is.
that again, Trent.
He's bringing sexy back. Wow. Hey. Wow. Whoa, hey, sweet guys. Well,
Nicely done, homie. Nicely done. Awesome
hey, man.
song.
Thank you very much, my dude. Thank you very much. And to find a little more about Trent and what he does, you can head over to bucketlistcoach.com/Trent Hogg, Trent HOGG. You can find him on Facebook as well. We've got a bunch of links up there for him. And again, before we get going, I wanted to give Trent a window of time to share with the people. A little motivational share with the people. Little motivational tips and tricks, which you can do to shed your fear, take your life in a really interesting direction. Trent is a certified bucket list coach, and I know he can say it better than me. So, Trent, the next 30 seconds are all yours, my man. Speak to the people and let them know how you can move them.
Cool. Well, I guess it comes down to asking yourself, are you happy with where your life is right now? And if not, why and what are you going to do about it? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. So, in order to avoid that, let's start designing your life instead of you continuing to live it by default. If there's any way that I can help you. If I don't do just bucket list stuff, I'm also a coach. That's what the name is for. So please reach out and let's move your life to where you want it to be, for sure. Appreciate you guys having me on, brother.
Oh,
Heck
man,
yeah,
thanks
man.
for coming on, dude.
Dude, Trent, always a pleasure, my man. It's always awesome hanging out with you in person. It's great hanging out with you. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm excited for this whole thing to be over so we can get together and crack a beer, my man. It's always good seeing you. You always bring fantastic positive energy to any environment you step into. We're really blessed and very, very happy to have you join us tonight. So you guys got to check it out, man. Certified bucket list life coach himself, Trent Hogg. You can head to bucketlistcoach.com/Trent-Hogg with 2 G's, baby. That's right. The man's so nice. They named him twice. So again, a huge shout out to everybody. To Jen Hogan, our press and promotions coordinator. Thank you for setting this up. Shelly Wheeler, thank you for all your continued support and help. The entire Hanging with Web Show crew, thank you very much. Garrett Sage, Dina, and Cosplay Michael. Speaking of Dina, Friday is Dina's birthday. And normally what we would be doing is we would be crashing at Dina's kitchen
with a shrimp boil
in Melbourne, Florida, with the great mind scientist, cooking up some fantastic shrimp. Unfortunately, this Friday we're not going to be able to do that with everything going on. We're doing our best to stay safe and keep keep ourselves and everybody around us safe. But we are going to see if we can team up with them, something very similar to what we're doing with the great Trent HOGG right now. We'd love to be able to hang out with the Hanging with Web Show crew as much as we could on Friday's show. We definitely want to bring a great crowd for Friday's show. Normally, we would be absolutely jam-packed over at the Pomachers for a fantastic birthday to celebrate Dina's 34th birthday. So a huge shout out to Dina Pomacher. We're excited to be able to virtually see you on Friday. We're so sorry that we're not going to be able to make it out there for your birthday celebration. This would have been, I think, the 3rd year in a row that we would have crashed Dina's birthday. So we definitely miss it. Dina, we hope to share some time with you on Friday night. If you guys wanted to co-stream with us, just like the great Trent HOGG is doing right now, please let us know. We'd love to bring you on. There it is. That's the HOGG Honey Brown dance. Oh, yeah, I know. So a huge shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. You can find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you have any questions, hit us at kitchenkillaz@gmail.com. And a huge shout out to all of our sponsors, Wayne Dench Incorporated, EMS Mobile Detailing, Reese Peacock cleaning all those cars, baby, Castledor Studios, Zach Cabral and Dr. Alyssa Rose, Tornatori's Cafe and Pizzeria right here in Edgewater Drive. Know your local establishments, baby. Tornatori's Cafe and Pizzeria has been kicking butt since day one. They have been trying to make it through this entire pandemic and still offering incredible food at incredible prices. And a huge shout out to Joel Van, my main man from Polk County, from LakelandBarbecueCompany.com, making everything sticky, sweet, and oh so delicious. A huge shout out to everybody in the feed tonight. Thank you guys so much for your love. Thank you for your comments and your notifications. And be sure to head over to bucketlistcoach.com/Trent-Hogg with 2 G's for a little bucket list advice. And yes, a huge shout out to you, Trent. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, my man. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all your time. Luke and Leia, thank you as well. They're really happy that you're here. What else you got for him, Commodore?
I just want to thank Trent one more time. I can't wait to see you in person. You're going to make it over here pretty soon. I also want to thank everyone for voting. Thank you for voting. It helps us out a lot. It lets us know what we need to play.
That's true.
Like, I like playing all the songs, but we want to play what you guys want to play.
Yeah.
Want to hear. We want to play what you guys want to hear.
Yeah, that too.
So thank you for voting. Thank you for voting.
Thank you.
We'll keep playing them. You keep pushing them buttons.
Gotta watch Wagner.
Including the like and the share button. Keep hitting those too.
Yeah, man. Find us at facebook.com/KitchenKillaz. We are nearing 3,000 likes. Let's actually do a count real quick. I know we're getting up there, baby, which I'm really, really excited about. Thank you guys very much for all your likes and all your shares. We're working really hard to push this platform and make sure that we can do our absolute best to give all the people the things that they want. I know there's a like count around here. There it is right there. Nope, wait, stand by. Nope,
That's
followers. Nope, videos. Oh, come on, Facebook. Oh, there we go. 2,925. 75 more likes until we hit 3K, which is one heck of a milestone for the Kitchen Killaz. 3,000 people that click the button for us. Aww. You can click all our buttons, baby. We'll click your button 3,000 times too. Over and over again. Awesome, baby. So thank you guys very much. Trent, we're going to send you back to the green room for a moment. We're actually going to wrap up with a badass jam from our good friend Thor. That's right, Thomas Carter Rochester, who just won a bunch of cool stuff. He's an absolutely incredible creative individual. We have motivated him to take this one song and make it a full album. And from what I understand, his album was greenlit. He'll be putting together an EP. He'll be putting together an EP shortly, hopefully by the end of the year, which we're really looking forward to. Huge shout out to Thomas Carter Rochester. This song is called Toilet Paper Jesus.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah. So, Trent, I hope you enjoy this incredible song by the great and amazing Thomas Carter Rochester. We're about to rock and roll this one. It is awesome. As soon as the song's over, if you want to hang out in the green room for a little bit, we'll catch up for a couple moments, chat about the future of Trent H-O-G-G, the man so nice they named him twice. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So let me hit this button right here, and then hit this button right here, and then I'm going to hit this button right here. I'm going to push this button right. Oh, you guys got that? Got a little touch. Got one of those. Got one of these. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little Toilet Paper Jesus. Hope you dig it. See you.
Walking down the street, chickens blowing kisses. Never thought I'd end up 28 without a missus. Yet here we are, yeah, it's totally a thing. Making this movie about my life in quarantine. Started off hype, living life as a pirate. Then it got eclectic as time began to riot. Filmed my shots, what a terrible idea. Had a party over Zoom and got diarrhea. Ran out of toilet paper, life felt like forfeit. Turn on the news, an invasion of hornets. That's when it really truly started to unravel. I truly wish I could go motherfracking travel like Toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper Jesus. I wanna be a vagabond, maybe I'm a Cylon. I should have killed them hornets with the motherfracking mask on. Covered in ketchup, man, I think I messed up. Need a therapist that will help me fill my loving cup. No, not with beer, they really need to steer this conversation with myself a light year away from beer that need to poop and seize the sorry socks. It don't please us. Holy fracking crap, is that toilet paper Jesus? Toilet paper Jesus. Toilet paper
You guys have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. Peace. Take it easy, guys. Stand by. Trent, we're going to talk about some things we can't talk about online, which I'm really excited about. If you guys want to hear what it is, top tier Patreon. Pizza, everybody. Take care.